everyone, Shabby here, and welcome back to part number 2 of our Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, the final episode here of both Nitro and Thunder, and we're going to kick things off in this video with the United States Championship match as Pentagon Jr. defends against Scott Hall, Dolph Ziggler and Apollo Crews in a fatal 4-way Falls Count Anywhere match. And here we go, we're still in New Orleans for this one. And it's going to be Pentagon Jr. defending his United States Championship. He's held this ever since he debuted at Thunder Invades Lucha Underground. He won it in a fatal 4-way ladder match against, let's see if I can remember. Let's see how good my memory is. I'm going to say Bad News Barrett, Dean Ambrose, and Drago. That sounds about right. So he won it then. He's defended it a couple of times since then. He's looked quite dominant actually, Pentagon Jr. He's been a very good asset to our universe mode. And it's a little bit of a shame, of course, this is going to be his last appearance, but he would love to leave this universe mode holding this United States Championship. Of course, in our new universe mode, there's not going to be any space for him at all, as we are going more realistic with Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. On 2K17, I'm unsure what we're going to do. I think I might do like a Lucha Underground season of Universe Mode in 2K17. I think that'd be pretty cool. We're going to mix and match. We're going to do quite a few different things in 2K17. I've got some ideas already. I'm not going to digress any of them at the moment because I really want to make sure that everything is at the right level before we get going. And Dolph Ziggler, a man who is going to be main eventing a pay-per-view, main eventing SummerSlam as well. It's not like even that's it. If it was even if it was Battleground, it wouldn't be that surprising, I suppose, because it's just a little pay-per-view. But SummerSlam is one of the big 4 pay-per-views of the year, and they've allowed Dolph Ziggler to main event it. Don't get me wrong, I'm really happy about that. I'm a big Dolph Ziggler fan, and I think he hasn't really been treated well enough over the previous few years. So for him to get this opportunity to main event SummerSlam alongside Dean Ambrose is a big surprise for me. It really was. I'm quite happy, actually. And here is a man that I really think is going to have a very strong chance of winning this match, because he's a very highly rated guy on this game. I think he's rated over 90, I think. If my memory proves me correct. He's rated, it might even be just 90, I think. But he's incredible, and he was given the opportunity to qualify for the Thunder Championship Elimination Chamber. Didn't manage to get through in that one. But still, I think he's got a very strong chance of winning this one. But then again, all the guys in this match are very strong. Like I said, we've got Scott Hall, we've got Dolph Ziggler, we've got Pentagon Jr. who's been dominant. And of course, we do have the upcoming Apollo Crews as well, which is pretty good. And I would like to see as well in WWE, the fact that they gave Apollo Crews the opportunity in that 6-pack challenge on SmackDown shows that where they rate him on the roster. They obviously rate him quite high up. So I think that's good. It looks like Apollo Crews may get an opportunity in the future to go for that SmackDown Championship or the WWE Heavyweight Championship, whatever they call it nowadays. But I think Apollo Crews could be a very dominant Intercontinental Champion at some point. I can see him with the gold around his waist, and I can see him really dominating the Intercontinental division for some time, and I'm hoping that is going to be the case. Because I think he'd be perfect for that. Because the IC Championship has always been a place for people who are incredibly good wrestlers but don't necessarily have the most charisma to go for the main championship, and that's the way I see Apollo Crews. A shame, but I'm a big fan of Apollo Crews, so don't get me wrong, I want to see him do well. And who knows, he could do well here this evening. And that's what it's all for. The United States Championship. Pentagon Jr. is going to defend his United States Championship. There it is. Right there. Being held aloft by the referee. The same referee has refereed every single match so far in this universe mode. You don't have to get about. Yeah, Pentagon Jr., Dolph Ziggler, Scott Hall and Apollo Crews. Fatal 4-way Falls Count Anywhere match. And we are underway. And straight away, Scott Hall and Apollo Crews taking control of the smaller men in this match. Scott Hall now sending Pentagon crashing to the ground below. Apollo Crews, big knee to the gut, and then some big kicks to Dolph Ziggler as well. Now bringing Ziggler back up to a kneeling position. Big kick, and remember this is Falls Count Anywhere, and I like to do that in Fatal 4 matches because it's the way the game is written is that two people will normally leave the ring for the majority of the match and two people will stay in the ring. But in a normal Fatal 4-way, that means that just the two people in the ring have got a chance of winning at that point in time. So by making it a Falls Count Anywhere match, it means that the two guys outside can also win as well. So it sort of opens it up a bit more, makes it a bit more surprising, shall we say. Scott Hall now went for a DDT, and you see Dolph Ziggler brings a chair into the ring. Apollo Crews backs away, not wanting anything to do with a chair. As soon as Ziggler drops the chair, Apollo Crews comes back in, tries to catch Ziggler in the neck breaker. Ziggler breaks free and hits a backdrop on Apollo Crews. Scott Hall just raking away the eyes of Pentagon Jr. Not quite sure if he was trying to rip that mask open at the same time. Apollo Crews dropping Ziggler to the outside, and Scott Hall now bringing Pentagon back in. Another DDT by Scott Hall on Pentagon. In for the pin goes Hall. 1, 2. It's only enough for a 2 count, but it was quite a convincing 2 count. Quite early in the match as well. Scott Hall once again taking Pentagon off onto his shoulders, hitting him with that power slam, and Scott Hall really dominating Pentagon here. Apollo Crews for the pin on the outside. Referee is incredibly slow down. Literally, I think it was more than a 5 count before the referee even got out there. Scott Hall now locking in the armbar here on Pentagon Jr. And a running DDT as well. Scott Hall just demolishing Pentagon Jr. Spins him round. Up onto his shoulders. Electric chair, but dropping Pentagon onto the chair. Apollo Crews there with a Death Valley driver on the outside. Scott Hall has the Boston Crab locked in. And Apollo Crews comes in and catches Scott Hall, breaking up the submission. Apollo Crews makes his way back to the outside, looking to continue the assault against Dolph Ziggler. A choke slam by Scott Hall onto the chair once again. On Pentagon Jr. Ziggler taking Apollo Crews out with the ring steps. Ziggler, I think Ziggler actually slid the ring steps into the ring to break up that pin. Clever work there by Ziggler. Knew he wasn't going to get there in time, so he threw an obstacle or threw a weapon at the pin to break it up. Pentagon taking Scott Hall up onto his shoulders, dropped him into a gutbuster. And now Pentagon all of a sudden turning this one round. Can he finish Scott Hall off? Oh, Pentagon could be in trouble here. Scott Hall taking him up, looking for that razor's edge. Oh, and the back of Pentagon's head hit the bottom step of the ring stairs as well. Surely we've got a new United States champion now. No, Pentagon kicked out again. How on earth has he done that? That is incredible. Literally, the back of his head hit them ring steps. That was a vicious move. Scott Hall going in for the pin. Sorry, Apollo Crews going in for the pin on Scott Hall. Crews now sending Dolph Ziggler over the top. Crashing to the ground below. Pentagon with a pin on Scott Hall. Only a 2 count. Pentagon being very sneaky there, doing it behind the back of Apollo Crews as he left the ring. Apollo Crews now with that suplex on Pentagon. All 4 guys back in the ring. Ziggler tries to go up top, but Both Apollo Crews and Scott Hall saw that one coming. Oh, and Scott Hall swinging that chair, catching Ziggler from behind. And caught Apollo Crews as well. Now, Scott Hall again swinging that chair. Swing and a miss. Ziggler takes the chair away from him. No. The chair drops to the ground. All four of these guys back in the ring now. Northern Light suplex by Ziggler. Bridges in for the pin. Can he steal this one? No, he can't. It's only enough for a 2 count. Apollo Crews with a backbreaker. Ziggler neckbreaker onto that chair. Apollo Crews standing moonsault. Crews drops into the pin. 1, 2. Oh, I don't think Scott Hall realised the pin was there. Ziggler walked across to try and break the pin. And Scott Hall just caught Ziggler. Apollo Crews now throwing Pentagon into the corner, taking him up onto the top. So much action, difficult to keep track of everything that's going on here. Pentagon diving. Drop kick. Such a big drop kick though that he actually, Apollo Crews crashed into Scott Hall and Dolph Ziggler, almost knocking them two over as well. Ziggler in with a pin now on Scott Hall. The other guys haven't even realised. Apollo Crews with a jackhammer on the Pentagon. Drops into a pin. And again, behind Evan noticed it was so close to being a 3 count then. Big DDT by Scott Hall. Head scissors there by Apollo Crews, just dropping the elbows into the forehead of Pentagon. Scott Hall now sending Ziggler to the outside. And Scott Hall slides out as well. You've not even noticed the pin in the ring. And the thing with a Fatal 4-Way is you have to keep an eye on what is happening around you. At the moment, these guys not doing a fantastic job of that. Pentagon throwing Apollo Crews into the corner. How much more has Pentagon got left in him? He's taking quite a lot of damage here. Pentagon lining Apollo Crews up. There's a big drop kick into the corner. Pentagon, I think he is bleeding, and I think he's sort of struggling with his depth perception there with that drop kick. Completely missed Apollo Crews. Referee incredibly slow out once again. Pinned by Ziggler on Scott Hall, only enough for a 2 count. Apollo Crews in the ring, sending Pentagon into the corner. Now hoist him up onto that top turnbuckle. A pin again by Ziggler on the outside. Referee again incredibly slow to get down. Massive super German suplex by Apollo Crews inside the ring. Drops into a pin. Referee again really slow, but 1, 2, and Ziggler, did not get there in time, but luckily Pentagon just kicked out in time. Apollo Crews now sending Scott Hall straight into Pentagon. Ziggler with a neck breaker on Pentagon. Apollo Crews with a backbreaker. Apollo Crews went for the Lion Salt. I think he completely missed Scott Hall, but he caught a little bit of Dolph Ziggler. Crews now sending Scott Hall crashing to the outside. Pin there by Ziggler on Pentagon. Crews didn't notice, jumped out of the ring. And I think it could end up with one of these guys actually losing the match because they're not paying attention to what's going on inside the ring at this rate. Apollo Crews with that big smashing the knee to the face of Scott Hall. Ziggler was lining Pentagon Jr. up, and Apollo Crews just comes straight along to that sit-out scoop slam in for the pin, but Pentagon's there. Well, Pentagon's looking very uneasy on his feet, and finally does sort himself out. Now Pentagon was lining up Ziggler, and Scott Hall comes straight through the back of him. Scott Hall now looking for a razor's edge once again. Can he hit it? He does hit the razor's edge. In for the pin. Apollo Crews has not seen it, and it's going to be enough. Apollo Crews gorilla pressing Dolph Ziggler. Didn't even see what was happening there, and Scott Hall pulled up the 3 count on Pentagon Jr. And Scott Hall is your new United States champion here in the Universe mode. And what a match this was as well. Really, a lot of action. cracking match, this one. This was the chokeslam earlier, and just look at where Pentagon lands, flat on his back on the chair. Such a vicious move. And then the pin here as well. And you see Ziggler very cleverly here, just sliding the ring steps straight into the pin, which broke it up. And then not far after that, we saw this, the Razor's Edge. But just look at where Pentagon's head lands. Keep watching. Right there. Look, right in the back of the ring steps. And again, in for the pin he went, but Pentagon had enough left in his locker to kick out of that. Ziggler slid back into the ring, was not going to get there in time. And here you see Scott Hall going for that Razor's Edge. Hoists the champion, Pentagon Jr. up. Drops him down. And at this point, Apollo Crews had taken Dolph Ziggler up onto his shoulders, looking for the Gorilla Press. Not paying attention to what was happening around him. And Scott Hall, the bad guy, has won himself the United States Championship on the very last episode of Thunder. He's going to walk out of here forever the United States Champion. Will we see Scott Hall in our universe mode, our new universe mode? You know what? It's a possibility. Who knows? Maybe Scott Hall could make a surprise return in the Royal Rumble. Maybe Scott Hall could come back with a miniature feud with someone. That's the wonders of having this universe mode. We can always sort of mix and match. But yeah, great win here for Scott Hall. And great match as well. And here's our next match of the evening. It's going to be Nitro's GM, Triple H, taking on The Undertaker from Thunder. And here we go. Nice quick little loading screen there. That's a little bit out of the ordinary for us. And here comes the game. Triple H. And what a match this is going to be. Normally we have sort of like a draft steel match, but because it's the very last episode of the universe mode, no real point of that. So I thought, let's just have a special attraction match. And what's more special than Triple H versus The Undertaker? A match that has really been done quite a few times over the years and has always delivered a real top quality match. And I'm hoping we're going to get the same here at Elimination Chamber. We've only got one more match after this to finish this pay-per-view and finish off the Nitro and Thunder rosters. And there's a real chance that we could see something special here. Triple H and The Undertaker, will they be involved in our new universe mode? Just like we said with Scott Hall earlier on, there's always that chance. Always that chance. Bring him back and have a nice little feud with somebody else. Just to mix and match, just to try something different. I think Triple H will be very much staying on Raw if he does come back for a little bit. And maybe The Undertaker can come back and have a little go on SmackDown because, of course, The Undertaker, such a big part of the original SmackDown when they had the first roster split. So it'd be great to see him come back and have a little go and maybe take on someone like Bray Wyatt on SmackDown for SummerSlam, or maybe someone along them sort of lines. Triple H, like I said, could come back, and I'm thinking Triple H versus Seth Rollins, the old feud must happen at some point. We're expecting it, so why not just do it? And here comes The Undertaker. The man, the myth, the legend. Such an incredible wrestler. And such an amazing match we've got planned in for you this evening. Both these guys will want to finish this universe mode on a high. Triple H has not really had much to do in this universe mode. Of course, he has been our GM over on Nitro, so he's dealt more with that sort of thing. However, Any chance for Triple H to show how good he is in the ring? Well, we know what Triple H is like. We know he likes to massage his own ego every now and again. So giving himself a match here at Elimination Chamber seemed pretty normal, really. The Undertaker won the longest entrances on the game. If we did Undertaker versus the Demon Finn Balor, then we could end up with like a video that had more entrance in it than actual wrestling. Seems to be the way. Sorry, I got a bit quiet. I just like to really just sit back and appreciate this entrance. As I think everyone does. Like, if you ever watch like a pay-per-view on video, a lot of people do skip the entrances, but The Undertaker is always someone's entrance that nobody ever skips. It's very much the same as Finn Balor on NXT. Like, I skip some of the entrances on NXT because sometimes it's just a way to get through some of the videos a bit quicker. But then when Finn Balor turns up, or when Shinsuke Nakamura turns up as well, you don't ever skip them, do you? I never do, anyway. Big kick in the back there by The Undertaker on Triple H. And Taker it is in the moment, in control of this one now, with that sidewalk slam. Triple H throwing Taker off the far rope, and there's that big high knee strike. Straight away, remember this is an Elimination Chamber. Sorry, I read what said on this side of the ring there for a second. This is an Extreme Rules match, so weapons are allowed. Triple H grabbed a hold of that chair, but before he had a chance to swing it, The Undertaker had a hold of him and threw him into the corner here. So no disqualifications, no count-outs. But pinfalls must, of course, take place within the confines of the ring. Taker bringing Triple H back up. Big boot to the gut. Takes him up into a front slam. Almost through Triple H there as well. And Taker now in firm control. Big boot to the gut and a roundhouse punch as well now again. Undertaker taking Triple H up. Triple H drops him with that scoop slam. Well, that scoop slam. Reverse DDT, should I say. Triple H now has that chair once again straight into the back of The Undertaker. Triple H using that chair to great effect across the knees of Taker as well. Hunter bringing Taker back up to his feet. Triple H with the arm... Undertaker with the arm drag. Taking Triple H down. And now taking him down. Bringing him back up to his feet now, and you don't want to get into a striking battle with The Undertaker because you're never going to win that one. And Taker showing that with these big, hard strikes. Now sending Triple H straight across into the ring steps as well. Both these guys know how to use the environment to their advantage. And at the moment, The Undertaker showing that pretty well here. Again, straight into the ring steps. Taker, I don't think he meant to look like a ninja there, but he did jump over the top into that roll. It's a pretty cool move. Sending Triple H into the ring. Taker follows. Triple H fights free though, and back to the outside. I thought he might be looking underneath the ring for another weapon, but decides to slide back in and take on Triple H. Take on The Undertaker, sorry, face to face. Undertaker now has Triple H by the throat, takes him up and slams him down into the pin. Remember, no rope breaks in Extreme Rules either. It's only a 2 count. Taker can't believe it. He thought he had Taker down. He thought he had Triple H. I can't even talk. I'm that excited at the moment. Taking our dragon Triple H into the ring. Takes him down with that stroke style move. The complete shot, whatever you want to call it. Again, dropping into the pin. 1, 2. Again, it's only a 2 count. And again, Taker can't believe it. He thought he had Triple H down already. This could end up being a very quick match here. Undertaker in firm control of this one. Now Triple H, though, big spinning neckbreaker. Kick into the gut of the Undertaker. And now just mounted punches as well. Triple H bringing Taker back up to his feet. There's the snapmare. And a big kick to the back of the Undertaker as well. Taker's back up to his feet, but he gets caught straight away in the spinebuster by Triple H. Triple H drops into the pin now. 1, 2. It's only a 2 count now. Triple H can't believe it. His hands completely glitched out there for a second and went in a really funny direction. Triple H sending Undertaker against the ropes. Into that again, that big knee strike. Triple H again dropping to the outside, looking underneath the ring for a little bit of assistance, and he's grabbed the ladder. Not very often you see Triple H and The Undertaker battling with ladders and chairs. It's normally sledgehammers, but there you go. There's... Wow, I think Undertaker was trying to grab a hold of them ring steps, and Triple H just caught him with that ladder. Now throwing Taker against the barricade, and Taker fighting back with a boot to the gut of Triple H. Now straight into the ring post as well. And the aggression of this match continues on. Undertaker now throwing Triple H straight into the barricade from short distance, and now slamming his head against the barricade as well. Triple H with a couple of right hands. Like I said, Triple H don't really want to get into a battle of strikes with the Undertaker, but he has locked in the crossface. Interesting that Triple H would start to use the crossface. We noticed that last year, I think, when Triple H had a little bit of in-ring work, and he started to use that crossface, and I thought that was a little bit strange because of, obviously, the Chris Benoit factor, and I don't know whether Triple H was using it as a homage to Chris Benoit, because whatever Chris Benoit did in the past, outside the ring, you cannot deny that he's still an incredible in-ring competitor. You can't deny that. And he was really at the forefront of some of the smaller guys like Daniel Bryan really getting their opportunity. So what Chris Benoit did outside the ring was inexcusable, but the impact he made inside the ring for wrestling was quite commendable. Triple H rolling the Undertaker over. 1, 2. It's only a 2 count again. Triple H can't believe it. He thought he had this one won once again. Triple H lining up the Undertaker. Could he potentially be looking for a pedigree? He does lock it in. He's got the arms hooked. There's the pedigree. Triple H rolling Undertaker over. This could be the end. 1, 2, and for... Whoa, no, not a 3. Maybe not a 3 then. Triple H throwing Taker into the corner. Taker reversing now taking Triple H up onto that top turnbuckle. What has Taker got planned? Joining Triple H up the top. Hooks the arm. Looks like it could be a superplex. And it is the big superplex by The Undertaker on Triple H. Taker brings Triple H back up to his feet. Has him by the throat. And there's a second chokeslam by The Undertaker on Triple H. Drops into the pin. Could this be all? 1, 2, and 3. And it is The Undertaker picks up the victory over Triple H here at the Elimination Chamber. The match between Nitro and Thunder. It looks like it's Thunder who's come out on top. Both these guys could have quite easily been involved in their respective Elimination Chamber matches as well, couldn't they, really? But still, I think this match here, Undertaker versus Triple H, was a fantastic extra match to have here at Elimination Chamber. Not a match that was announced beforehand. It was something that was very much a surprise on the night. And I think it has delivered to the way we wanted it to. We've seen a couple of choke slams. We saw a pedigree. We saw some knee strikes with the big spine buster there by Triple H as well. There really was a lot of fantastic action in this one. And here it is. You see Triple H just lining the Undertaker up and catching him in that pedigree. And I was convinced at that point in time this match was done and dusted. I thought that was it. But Undertaker had a different thing on his mind. You see how close that was to a 3 count. And there was the big chokeslam, the second chokeslam of the match. And there was no way Triple H was going to kick out of another one. And there you go. A great win here for The Undertaker. The man, the myth, the legend. And like I said, Triple H and The Undertaker will both hopefully feature at some point in our new universe mode coming up in a couple of weeks' time, when we start to go a little bit more realistic with Raw, SmackDown and NXT. Triple H, I'm sure, has got one more match in him, as has The Undertaker. And here is our main event of the evening. And our last match from video number 2. We have got the Nitro Championship Elimination Chamber match as Brock Lesnar defends against Hideo Itami, Kevin Owens, CM Punk, Shinsuke Nakamura and Samoa Joe in what is going to be an incredible, incredible match. And here we go, and it looks like we're going to have the 2 Japanese stars, Shinsuke Nakamura and Hideo Itami, to start this match off. And again, that's a big advantage to everybody else who's locked in a cell to start things off, because they're going to get that little bit of extra energy. It might not be a massive amount, because I think one person enters the match every minute or every 30 seconds, not 100% sure. But either way, the likes of Samoa Joe, Brock Lesnar, Kevin Owens and CM Punk will be happy to see themselves locked inside the cell. Of course, if you didn't see our last episode of Nitro, we did do a 6-man battle royal between these 6 guys to see who had the most momentum coming into it. And believe it or not, it ended up being Hideo Itami, a man who's been in fantastic form. He's defeated Brock Lesnar one-on-one already. He won that 6-man battle royal by eliminating, I think, 3 of the guys himself. So he has done fantastic well. In comes CM Punk. Shinsuke Nakamura with that big roundhouse kick to the back of the head of Hideo Itami. And now we're free in this match. I'm hoping this match is not going to be quite as glitchy as the Thunder one. If you've not seen part number 1 of this video, then please do go back and check it out. There will be a link in the description below. It was a bit of a crazy one. We saw some mega glitches in the Thunder match. We also saw some fantastic action. And again, if you're looking for a cracking match, video number 1, we had Neville versus Kenny Omega for the Television Championship. That really was a really good match. Hideo Itami, clever move there. I think he took out CM Punk and dropped the knees into the chest of Shinsuke Nakamura at the same time. So a really effective move there by Hideo Itami, who now catches CM Punk with that snapmare. And now just the elbows to the forehead of CM Punk as well. In comes our next competitor. It is going to be Kevin Owens, which means that the champion Brock Lesnar is still locked inside his pod, as is the previous number 1 contender Samoa Joe, who did get absolutely destroyed by Brock Lesnar at the pay-per-view. Nakamura with a pin on Itami, only enough for a 2 count. Be a bit shocking if it was a 3 count already, as CM Punk sending Kevin Owens to the outside. And now CM Punk can't quite discover how to get out there himself. Owens takes Punk up, looking for potentially a razor's edge. Punk slides free. Fisherman suplex by CM Punk on Kevin Owens. Hideo Itami now bringing Nakamura back up to his feet. Oh, and Punk just being very cheeky there. Just jumping over the top of Kevin Owens and just raking a foot against his face. And in comes Samoa Joe, and what a massive advantage this is going to be for Brock Lesnar. The current Nitro champion, the favourite to walk out this match with the championship anyway, is also going to be the last man to enter this match. He's going to enter this match with the most energy. He is going to go through this match with the least damage taken as well. And Lesnar just had a chance now to sit back and watch everybody else start to take each other apart already. Guys, for example, like Samoa Joe there, who's just been pinned for a 2 count already. Nakamura's doing a wise job of just sitting back there and taking a few seconds just to let his energy rebuild. Doesn't want to waste too much energy if you don't have to. Kevin Owens there, just Samoan drop on CM Punk. And that's a feud we've been stolen from, isn't it? Can you imagine if CM Punk was still in the WWE now? We could have had so many really good feuds. We could see CM Punk versus Kevin Owens, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Dean Ambrose. Oh, there's just there's no limits now, is there? And of course, when Nakamura, Samoa Joe, and people like that get up into the main roster, CM Punk could have had a right field day now. And I think it's a little bit frustrating because CM Punk left the WWE. He was frustrated with the way things were going. He was frustrated with the fact that part-timers were getting all the time on cards and stuff like that. And I think if he was there now, I think he'd be happy because it seems to be the top quality wrestlers are now the ones finally starting to get those pushes. And it looks like they're bringing in a lot of new guys in NXT as well. And I think CM Punk would be happy with how things are going now. Brock Lesnar, the pin on Nakamura, only enough for a 2 count. Owens the pin on Joe again, only enough for a 2 count. CM Punk sending Hideo into the corner. Hideo fights back. Clothesline to CM Punk. Nakamura being sent into the corner here by Brock Lesnar as Samoa Joe just continuing to assault Kevin Owens. It's all going down here now. So much action on the go at once. As Brock Lesnar's on the top rope here with Shinsuke Nakamura. Super butterfly suplex. Pin there by Joe on Owens. And oh, that was so close to a freak out. Now a pin by Lesnar on Nakamura after that super butterfly. And again, so close to a freak out. Pin here now by Punk on Itami, sorry. And again, close to a freak out. Crazy match this one. We've got 6 of the top guys in the world really at the moment, wrestling wise. CM Punk up on the shoulders of Itami. Punk breaks free as Lesnar just shown his strength with a gut wrench on Nakamura, slamming him down. Itami crawls across the ring and drops into the pin on CM Punk, and Punk has enough to kick out as Nakamura locking in that cross armbar on Brock Lesnar. Punk now with a neck breaker. Pinned by Joe on Owens on the outside. Nakamura dropping Lesnar in a sit-out Death Valley driver. Just so much action going on, I can't keep track of it. Hurricanrana by Punk. And so far Nakamura's done a great job here on Brock Lesnar. Drops him face first into the mat. GTS there by Punk on Hideo Itami. That could be our first elimination. 1, 2, and 3. And there goes Hideo Itami. He was in fantastic form leading up to this one, but he has been eliminated first. It's unfortunate when you are one of the first into the match as well. It makes it much more difficult for you. He'd taken a lot of damage before some people have even entered the match. And Hideo Itami is the first man eliminated. We are down to 5. Owens now gets on the back of Brock Lesnar, should I say. There's the German suplex. Joe with that short DDT on Shinsuke Nakamura. Lesnar, that big overhand punch on Owens. And now Lesnar sending Owens to the outside, and Lesnar's going to follow him out there. Punk going up top. We know he likes to utilise the Macho Man elbow. Is he not going to get a chance here? A double foot stomp, actually, on Samoa Joe. And there's the Kinshasa by Shinsuke Nakamura. 1, 2, and 3, and Joe is gone. Great bit of teamwork there, really. Great bit of teamwork by Nakamura and CM Punk. Nakamura sort of pinning Samoa Joe down And Punk had the chance to hit that double foot stomp. Pin there by Lesnar on Kevin Owens. And oh no, Owens is safe. Owens is still in this one. Nakamura half Nelson backbreaker on CM Punk. There's the pin. Only a 2 count. Make sure Lesnar doesn't get stuck in there. Oh no, Lesnar's going crazy. Come on Lesnar, break free. Break free from the cell. There we go. Great neck breaker there by Kevin Owens. Lesnar throwing CM Punk over the top rope. Joins him inside the ring. Lesnar bringing Punk back up onto his feet. Now sends him into the turnbuckle. Big running knee strike in the corner as well. And you see that advantage Lesnar has by being the 6th man into this match is really helping him out. But Punk back up and Owens almost gets the free count on Nakamura on the outside. Punk now with a pin on Lesnar on the inside. Referee very, very slow. Come on 2K, fix the referees. They're just so slow. All 4 guys back in the ring now. Well, that was short-lived, wasn't it? Lesnar and Punk go to the outside. Now Owens goes to the outside. Nakamura joins him. And Owens and Nakamura just seem to be trying to avoid each other. Nakamura, good chance to regain a little bit of energy. Comes up behind Owens. Owens hasn't realised he's there. Nakamura catches him. Has the leg hooked and the arm hooked. Regalplex. And that's enough to eliminate Kevin Owens. We're down to our final 3. Brock Lesnar, CM Punk and Shinsuke Nakamura. Owens had his back to Shinsuke Nakamura. And Nakamura crept up behind him. Caught him with a Regalplex. German suplex on the outside there by CM Punk on Brock Lesnar. So much action. It's difficult to keep track of it all. There's the drop kick to the back there by Nakamura on CM Punk. Bringing Punk back up to his feet. Hook in the arms. What's he going for? Oh my word. Underhook pile driver on the steel. And then straight away Lesnar just catching Nakamura. Locking him into that Kimura lock. And clever move there by Lesnar. The damage has been done to CM Punk. And Lesnar knows that if he can make Nakamura submit, then he's got a very weakened Punk all to himself. There goes Nakamura back in the ring. CM Punk joins him, as does Brock Lesnar. Lesnar spin Punk round. Sends him to the outside. And he's going to join Punk back out there again. It's very much back and forth at the moment. In and out, in and out, in and out. Nakamura stopping Brock, going for that gut wrench. Now sending Brock into that turnbuckle. And a dragon suplex on the outside on the steel. That's going to be painful on Lesnar, that is. Backstabber, but that might do more damage to Nakamura there. Dropping Punk's weight across his own knees. When you're on that steel grating. Lesnar sending Punk back into the ring. Nakamura sending Lesnar straight into the steel. Nakamura now with the pin. 1, 2. And did Punk break that up? I don't know if he did or not. He swung his fist, but I think it was a lot higher than what the pinfall was, so I don't think he did. And it's getting pretty crazy again. They're too close to the steel. Punk with a fisherman's brainbuster. And now Lesnar locking in that cross arm bar on Nakamura. It's not enough to make Nakamura tap out, and Nakamura breaks free. Punk sending Nakamura into the turnbuckle. And straight... I love the way he could have just walked straight through there somehow. I've got no idea how they're doing that. Punk and Lesnar both back in the ring. Lesnar now neck breakered by Punk. And now Punk lining Lesnar up. Takes him up onto his shoulders. Could we see it here? We do. Punk hits Lesnar with a GTS. Could we see the champion being knocked out of here? 1, 2. No, Lesnar kicked out. Wow, that's that advantage. That is the advantage of coming in last and having that extra energy. And now Punk looking to take out Nakamura instead. Locking in that armbar. Is it going to be enough? No, it's not. Again, Nakamura slides free. But only to get picked back up by Lesnar into that butterfly suplex. All three guys back up on their feet for a change. Punk with that great, almost like a Blue Thunder, but without the spin. Punk now drops into the pin on Nakamura. 1, 2. It's only enough for a 2 count. Nakamura still survives in this one. And Punk continues the assault just with the head scissors. Punk with a dropkick to the back of the head of Lesnar. And now Punk is the only man on his feet in this match. Can he convert that into a championship victory? That's the question. Maybe not, as Lesnar might have been playing possum there. Punk brought him back up and Lesnar sends him over the top, crashing to the ground below. Punk tripping Lesnar now. And Punk just twisting the head of Lesnar. Slamming him into the mat. Punk bringing Nakamura back up to his feet. Oh, look at that spiked DDT by Punk on Nakamura. And now locking in the reverse dragon sleeper hold. Lesnar just stood there staring down at the action. Again, just retaining energy. And just out of nowhere, Nakamura catches CM Punk with a Kinshasa. 1, 2, 3, out of nowhere. CM Punk had dominated Nakamura. Nakamura back up to his feet, just caught CM Punk straight away with it. Kinshasa. Big suplex there by Brock Lesnar. Holds it in for the pin. This could be enough. And oh god, no, it's not. It's only a 2 count. Nakamura slow back up to his feet, catches Lesnar with the elbow to the face. Now Lesnar sending Nakamura into the corner. Big right hands to the gut and then one big one to the face as well. Lesnar now sending Nakamura out the corner with that arm drag. Or hip toss, whatever you want to call it. There's too much action going on now for me to get things right. Lesnar just taking a few seconds to stare down at the grounded Nakamura and try and decide what to do. Come on, Lesnar, do something. Could Lesnar have got the pin here? Because Nakamura seems to be down for a pretty long time. Now Nakamura finally starting to stir, and as he does, Lesnar just catches him with that boot to the back, and again, Lesnar just stares down at the grounded Nakamura, trying to establish the best way forward. Takes him up into a power slam maneuver, but Nakamura broke through into that reverse DDT. Oh god, that was close. That was close to Nakamura being our new Nitro champion. I don't think we've seen anybody successfully retain a championship in an Elimination Chamber yet. Lesnar could be the first one to do so. Nakamura dropping an elbow into the inside of the knee of Lesnar, now bringing Lesnar back up to his feet once again. Oh, we saw this earlier on CM Punk. Underhook, pile driver. Lesnar's body folded in half. That could be all. No, maybe not. Nakamura bringing Lesnar back up to his feet. Underhook, pile driver into a Regalplex. 1, 2. Oh, how was Lesnar kicked out of that? And Lesnar just straight back up to his feet. German suplex. Keeps the grip. A second German. And a third German suplex. Just when I was convinced Nakamura had it, Lesnar just gets up and just out of nowhere just hits those 3 German suplexes. And this could be enough as well. It is. Wow. Brock Lesnar is a beast. And he does well in a cage. That's all I can say. I cannot believe that he just did what he did. He got done in. He got folded in half by that underhook power driver. He got caught in that regal plex. And then he just got straight back up and just catches Nakamura with that trio of German suplexes. What? Just incredible. And Nakamura did the same thing with Punk, didn't he? Punk was demolishing Nakamura, then Nakamura just got up, run across the ring and caught Punk with a Kinshasa again out of nowhere. And Punk was down and out. You see just some more of the action. This is when Hideo Itami caught Samoa Joe with the GTS. But I don't think that was enough to knock Joe out of the match, was it? Because Hideo was the first man eliminated. No, Joe kicked out of the GTS. And see, that's exactly why some of these guys struggled when they got a little later on. And there you go, Brock Lesnar, that trio of German suplexes after all the damage that Nakamura had taken throughout the match. That was easily enough to finish him off. And it's a great win here for Brock Lesnar. Retained his Nitro Championship inside the Elimination Chamber. Something that I don't think I've actually seen before. Normally they always lose the belt. So Lesnar, of course, is still going to be an absolute beast that we are going to have in our new universe mode. He's, of course, going to be on Raw. And I'm thinking the very first month on our new universe mode, we'll probably stick pretty close to real life. We'll do Lesnar versus Orton at the pay-per-view. We'll do Ziggler versus Ambrose. And we'll do Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins. We'll build up with those towards SummerSlam. But what a great match this has been, and what a great championship defense it's been for Brock Lesnar as well. Well guys, that is the end of this video, and it is also the end of both Nitro and Thunder. I hope you have enjoyed them. Of course, if you have, then please do hit a like button, not just for this video, but for the entire series as well. Of course, we are going to be continuing on with Raw and SmackDown now for a couple of weeks, and we're going to finish off at that Battleground pay-per-view. But then after that, we will be starting a brand new universe mode involving Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. And that should be coming up in the next couple of weeks. Give me a chance to build up the rosters and get all the new logos and arenas and everything like that all sorted out. And then we are good to go. Yeah, so if you are new around here as well, be sure to hit that subscribe button and check out the playlist in the description below. We've got quite a few videos in all of our Universe Mode brands in this one. So